Welcome to this explainer on QuickBooks 101. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why this course exists and honestly, why you should care. We'll be looking at how this material can seriously empower your business, your career, and, well, your financial future. Whether you're already running a company or you're looking to kick off a brand new chapter, getting a real handle on your financial records, it's literally one of the most powerful moves you can make. But look, let's be totally honest here. For a lot of us, bookkeeping feels like trying to read a completely foreign language, right? The barrier to entry just feels unbelievably high. So today, we're diving into how this source material smashes those barriers and gives you a really clear, super accessible path forward.
Okay, let's dive right in by tackling the most important number you need to know. And that number is 0. Yep, the cost of this course is exactly $0. The instructor, Dr. Geno Bradley, makes a crystal clear promise right out of the gate. There is no cost, absolutely zero obligations, no strings attached, and no weird hidden surprises. You don't have to buy some secondary program or sit through a mandatory consultation. The whole goal here is incredibly simple. It's just to give you knowledge that you can actually go out and use right now. Even if this free introductory course is the absolute only step you ever take with them.
And that level of accessibility really brings us to the core philosophy of the material. Dr. Bradley sets this wonderfully reassuring tone from the very jump. His main message? You do not have to know everything to get started. You simply need the courage to begin. He is super emphatic about the fact that you do not need to be an accountant to crush this. You don't need any previous QuickBooks experience, and you definitely don't need to have some massive dictionary of complicated bookkeeping terms memorized before you hit play. What you actually need? Just a willingness to learn, the discipline to ask a few questions, and, like the quote says, the courage to just begin.
Now, you might be sitting there wondering, is this actually for me? Well, the material breaks this down beautifully into 4 totally different types of learners, which is going to help you pinpoint exactly why you're here. We've got the small business owner who's just trying to understand their own money. We've got the tax professional looking to build year-round revenue. Then there's the career changer developing a totally new professional skill. And finally, the side hustler trying to create some flexible work-from-home income. Let's actually break these down a bit more because honestly, nailing down your specific why is absolutely crucial for keeping your momentum going.
Okay, so for the small business owners tuning in, this course goes straight after the absolute chaos of everyday entrepreneurship. We're talking about the stress of mixing personal and business finds. And yes, we all know about that dreaded, overflowing shoebox of crumpled receipts you've got hiding in a closet right now. It also hits on that terrible anxiety of waiting until tax time just to figure out if you actually made any profit. Plus, so many owners pay a monthly subscription for QuickBooks without having a clue how to actually use it, which just leaves them totally dependent on someone else to explain where their money went. This material, it's designed to guide you toward a reality where you confidently understand your own reports. Look, you don't have to be the one doing the bookkeeping forever, but you absolutely have to understand what's happening inside your own company.
And then there is this massive shift for the tax professionals out there. Think about it like this. Tax preparation is inherently backward-looking, right? It just tells the client what happened last year. Good bookkeeping, on the other hand, helps the client understand what is happening right now, throughout the current year. By mastering these skills, tax pros can finally move away from those exhausting, frantic tax season cleanups, where clients show up with missing receipts and mixed-up funds. Instead, you get to step into a really proactive role. You're creating a year-round relationship and, even better, recurring monthly revenue that just provides immense ongoing value. Now, if you're a career changer eyeing bookkeeping, this is exactly where you want to be. Think about it. Bookkeeping is a skill used in practically every single industry on Earth, simply because every organization has to track its money. But pivoting to a new career can be incredibly intimidating. That's why it is so vital to remember that every experienced professional was once a beginner. The only difference is that they kept learning after that very first lesson. You've got to give yourself permission to be a complete beginner here. Since this is a zero-risk environment, it's literally the perfect place to explore the field, learn the ropes, and see if this is a path you really want to walk down, completely free from the pressure of a massive upfront tuition bill.
All right, for our aspiring work-from-home side hustlers, it's time for a little bit of real talk. Yes, bookkeeping can absolutely offer you incredible flexibility. You can start with just one client, work around your day job, or fit it in between family responsibilities. But let's be totally clear here. This is definitely not some get-rich-quick scheme. Working with financial records requires some serious responsibility. You're dealing with real businesses and their highly sensitive data. You need knowledge, you need accuracy, confidentiality, and consistency. You've got to learn how to do the work properly so you can protect your clients and build your new service the right way, right from the ground up.
So a really crucial point here is grasping Dr. Geno's core philosophy, which is all about separating the tool from the actual knowledge. See, QuickBooks, it's just a tool.
Knowing exactly where to click in the software is pretty much useless if you don't actually understand the foundational bookkeeping principles behind those clicks. QuickBooks can process information beautifully, for sure, but it still requires a knowledgeable human being to review that information, categorize it correctly, and make smart decisions based on the data. Ultimately, the tool is only ever as good as the knowledge of the person wielding it.
Let's transition over to the curriculum itself and see exactly how this course builds that knowledge step by step into a cohesive journey. It starts off with a brisk but absolutely essential look at the basics. You're going to cover how to properly set up your company and choose the right subscription level so you don't overpay. You'll learn the safe and correct way to connect your bank accounts, which honestly is where so many people make their very first huge mistake. And crucially, it walks you through all that basic bookkeeping terminology and the daily workflows so you know exactly how to categorize your income and expenses without constantly second-guessing yourself.
Once that strong foundation is firmly in place, you'll transition really smoothly right into the more advanced daily workflows. You'll tackle managing your receipts digitally and dive into the vital process of bank reconciliation. Now, if you don't know, that just means ensuring your books actually match your bank's reality. You'll also learn to navigate the chart of accounts. Think of that as basically the DNA of your business finances, where all your transactions get sorted out so you can pull essential financial reports. The course also covers the super practical side of running a business, like sending out customer invoices, handling W-2 payroll basics, and tracking 1099s for your contractors. It's an incredibly comprehensive sweep of all the tasks a business owner or bookkeeper faces every single month.
Now, to build absolute trust, the source material takes a very intentional moment to set some clear boundaries on what this course won't do. And I've got to say, I really love this level of transparency. This course will not give you overnight expertise, and it absolutely does not replace certified legal advice, professional accounting advice, or specific tax advice. But what it is a remarkably powerful introductory course. It's a huge confidence builder, and it's a highly structured starting point. It's specifically meant to leave you knowing way more than when you arrived, helping you map out your next professional steps safely and securely.
The whole experience is designed to be super interactive, too. In fact, your very first assignment doesn't involve any complex math or balancing ledgers at all. Nope. You just need to log into their community platform, say hello with your name and where you're located, and, most importantly, share your specific goals. By just declaring which pathway interests you the most, whether that's managing your own business, starting up a side hustle, or becoming a proactive tax pro, the community and the teaching team will know exactly how to support your own unique journey. And hey, since you have already taken the very first step, just by hanging out and absorbing this explainer today, just remember that making progress is really just a matter of keeping up that momentum. The material leaves us with this brilliantly simple yet highly effective quote: "The fastest way to get started is to get started." You don't need to have some grand, flawless 10-year career plan all mapped out today. You just need to be willing to learn the very next lesson. So, we're going to leave you with this final, rather provocative thought to ponder today, straight from the source material. What could change if you committed yourself to learning just one valuable new skill? How might mastering the real foundation of bookkeeping and QuickBooks completely transform the efficiency of your business, the security of your family's finances, or the entire trajectory of your professional future? It's a huge question, right? But the answer starts with simply making the decision to begin. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you next time as we continue to break down the ideas that matter most.